So I'm Miah and I am from Birmingham and I currently work in higher education, supporting the career service at Birmingham City University, in fact. And I am developing a platform called Block Party, which is a women-focused, Black-led platform supporting creative professionals in their early careers. I don't know how much you want me to kind of go into now, or don't want to.
Yeah, we'll go into a bit more in a bit, but yeah, that sounds really interesting, and I've got lots of questions already. But that's Flavor, and what inspired you to do it?
It is kind of a long story, but I'll try to keep it short. I think the core of it really is just similar to what you touched on in your sort of bit earlier about, barriers to entry as like a Black woman, or just even growing up as a Black woman and being like told, whether subconsciously or consciously, that we have to work 10 times harder for like access and attainment to opportunity. And I've had a good upbringing. Like, I've always been a proud Black woman and a champion for our community and culture. And so just through some of my life experiences and my own sort of inspirations, I feel like that's what I want to kind of contribute to the community and be a part of the change that I want to see. So, yeah.
Wow, that's really inspiring. Shovon, how about you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Same kind of questions, really. You tell us a little bit about you, what you're going to be doing, and why.
Okay, so I'm a university student. I'm studying business management, and I'm in my second year at Birmingham City University. I just started my business. We're launching in August, and my business is called Inspiradol. So Inspiradol is a ragdoll range. So there's 4 dolls in the collection. There's a Black doll, there's a Chinese doll, there's a Muslim doll, and there's a white doll. So we will be launching with the Black doll first, whose name is Miah. It's very exciting.
Miah.
Naya.
Miah. Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah,
I assumed it was everything's called Miah today. All right, Naya. Sorry.
It's a lovely name. It's a lovely name. Yeah. And what inspires me, what first started my business idea was my niece. Her name's actually Naya. So the doll's named after my niece. She confided in me that she wasn't confident with her brown chocolate skin. She wanted to be light skinned. And at the time she was only 5. And I felt like it's mine. Exactly. So I felt like it was my responsibility to, give her confidence and let her know that she's beautiful just the way she is. And that's how my business started.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've got lots of questions about that. So both of you, fantastic to hear about your ideas, your businesses. The fact that you actually decided to start a business is brilliant. I can kind of see the connections. Obviously, Shovon, you're studying that, so that makes a good point. But I'll come to Miah first. Why a business? Why not go to somebody and see if they'll buy your idea? Why set up your own business? What's inspiring you to do that?
So again, I guess similarly to like what I was just saying about my experiences, when I was studying at uni, my sort of projects were always more inspired. So I studied fashion business, and although you would think I would like be more focused on the industry, I was always more like inspired, and my thinking was always more driven by consumers, which essentially are people. And so I was always looking at like societal trends and cultural movements and things like that, and basing my projects around that. And in 2016, I went to New York and did an internship, and that was the year that Philando Castile and Alton Sterling were murdered.
Oh, wow.
So that was my first time seeing a Black Lives Matter protest, and also through like American lens, which of course the movement was always more prominent in the States. So when I then returned to my final year after my internship, my dissertation was a study on the sort of, so at the time, I guess it was like just emerging, the social movement that was happening amongst young, mostly Black people or people of colour on social media. So the likes of Galdem, the likes of Guap Magazine, Black Girl Fest were all cropping up, and these were just like the first sort of signs of, I called my dissertation "A Revolution Will Be Televised." So this was kind of like the start of what we're now seeing with the Black Lives Matter movement today. And so I did my dissertation. I did well at uni. I finished uni. I was always, you know, striving for opportunities and work experience. And then when I graduated, I was faced with, you know, those sort of blockages and entering the industry and not, you know, being rejected. And I know that sort of, you know, everyone goes through it. It wasn't just me, although it feels like that at the time.
Yeah. Lonely place sometimes.
Very lonely. That kind of made me keep drawing back to my dissertation and my final major project, which actually was my Block Party business plan, my final major project. And so it was just always at the back of my mind. And then it got to the point where I was like, I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere with getting into the industry. And then with everything that happened last year with George Floyd, and like just timing of where I was in my life, I just thought, you know what, the time is now. The world is changing. It's becoming mainstream. People are waking up to the fact that more needs to be done. And if it's constantly on my mind, it means that I owe it to myself to just, you know, tap into it and at least give it a go.
No, that makes absolute sense. And the thing that I was looking for, and you know, said it beautifully, which was, you know, just the ability, as you said, to kind of be, instead of waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a door to open, actually open the door for yourself, and clearly then affect, you know, the world by opening doors to others that are potentially in that same lonely place. Because that's what inspired me to start the CYBA program. And for me, it's then, you know, how can we give? And I was starting to talk to, you'll hear from some of them coming up later on, some of the other Black board members who had gone through their own challenges. We all absolutely understand how lonely it can be trying to set up your own business, or waiting for an opportunity, or being passed over for a promotion when you've, you know, given a lot of time to a company, a lot of your effort, and still not getting what you want. Okay, so we'll circle back to a few things that you've said there in a bit. Shovon, yeah, so same. So, you know, from you, why a business? You know, you've kind of semi-answered it. You're studying business, but why now and not wait till you're finished? What's been your motivation for that?
I just think I like the idea of working for myself and creating something from the ground up that I guess no one can take away, and that I can also inspire the next generation to see if I've done it, so can they. And I think it has been a lot harder than what I expected, I'm not going to lie, but I think the trials and tribulations that I found have given me interesting perspective. So then when I'm telling this story to other people, I can actually give them advice because I've gone through it and I've, you know, overcome certain battles. So yeah, just wanting that stuff, just wanting something for myself and not having to, you know, wake up and feel miserable that I'm waking up to go and work for someone else and I'm not being treated right in the workplace and I'm having to, you know, not show all of myself because I want to be seen as professional, and just all those little microaggressions that I don't have to go through now that I'm the boss.
Amen.
Yeah. All right. So
I would like it to be as big as possible. I mean, I see Barbie, I see LOL dolls, and I think with the right branding, the right marketing, and the right strategies, anything is possible. You know, there's a gap in the market for this business. So I just think how we attack the market is how well we will do.
I guess in my mind, I want to start small, but I see all the possibilities. I think with the past year and the pandemic and with my platform, you know, I want to be able to connect like-minded women through events, workshops, panel talks, and sort of career tools and resources. And so I know that the event landscape has had to shift a lot to online, which isn't a problem. And, you know, it's all about being adaptable. But the key thing for me is that I want to be able to deliver sort of an annual festival or a conference that allows for Black-owned businesses and, like I say, some of these workshops and events and stuff to take place. That's the main sort of thing. But then when I sit with my business plan, I can see the potential for like a membership space, a podcast studio, retreat, things like all those types of things where it can just expand beyond sort of, the sort of initial beginning stages that I'm going to start with. But I do, see the scope for it to really grow. And being based in Birmingham, I think, it does have a regional, a more local reach, but there's no reason why that couldn't be expanded to sort of the wider Midlands region as well. I think, we need more spaces like this outside of London. My business idea isn't original, but it's very London-centric or America-centric, and there's not really much happening in Birmingham similar to what I have planned.
So I'm learning that it's important to be the small fish in the ocean compared to, the big fish in the pond. And I think before I started business, I was the big fish in the pond. Like, all my friends would come to me for advice and ask me why. But now I'm around a lot of business people who know more than me, they're richer than me, they're more advanced than me, and I love it, to be honest.
Not
Sometimes
richer.
I feel...
Sorry about that. We're not richer.
No, it's good, because sometimes I do feel out of my depth, but you know that you're learning, you're learning from the best also. So I think how I will do it is just being open to learn and not thinking that I know it all, and just gaining more knowledge as time goes on.
Similarly to Shovon, I've just been really conscious in the last couple of years about my network. Like I say, this is sort of my business, my final major project from 2017. And although I never really, it wasn't initially the thing that I was going to do with my life, when I started to look into it, I just came to realise that I needed more people around me that I can look up to, or, your network is your net worth, as cliche as it is. But as much as I've been expanding my network, I've been exposed to so many more opportunities. And so even now joining on to the CYBA program, that also was something that I'm like, yeah, I need to be surrounded by the right people in the right place, and the people that are going to be able to support me with what I lack in knowledge and experience and skills, because you can never stop learning at the end of the day. So I think it's just important on my journey to remember that I don't know it all and I don't have all the answers. And, my tapping into my network is going to help me to keep moving forward with my journey.
I would say self-doubt is a silent killer, number one. So fight through that self-doubt. I would also say, don't take things so seriously, because I think me being quite a perfectionist, the first 6 months of this entrepreneurial journey was really stressful. And on the outside, I looked like I was doing everything right, but on the inside, I was so stressed. I was just focused on the destination and not the process, I guess. So yeah, I would say just take a chill pill, just relax a little bit sometimes. And just never stop dreaming. Don't, kind of similar to what Miah said, just kind of block out the naysayers, because there's going to be a lot of people that might not see your vision until the vision becomes reality. And that will stop someone from fulfilling that vision if they believe what these naysayers are saying. So I just think stay focused on your goals, and they will speak for themselves when you are able to do it and prove it to yourself first before you want to prove it to other people, because people are so fickle in this day and age. And, 1 minute they like this, 1 minute they don't like this. So I just think if you just focus on what you have to do, everyone else will want to jump on your wave eventually anyway, once it actually comes to fruition. So just keep believing, stay focused, don't be too serious, and believe in yourself.
I still feel a bit funny about the entrepreneur label, and I guess that comes from like the whole imposter syndrome. But I think off the back of that, from my own sort of journey, and like you said, if I was to tell my younger self, it's just to, I guess, not be discouraged or distracted by outside noise. I've always been quite a confident person growing up, and then you go into the real world and you get knocked about a bit. And then I just, you lose yourself a little bit. And I think if I had more sort of belief in myself and, didn't take on board what other people said, or self-doubt and all of that, I would probably be much further ahead where I want to be. But also I do understand that there is a journey. It is all a journey, and you can't rush things. Also, you just have to take the path and know that there's going to be times where you have to reroute, or there's going to be times where you've lost direction. So just not lose sight of the end destination, essentially. Touching on what you said, I think already in the half an hour that we've been speaking for the first time, I feel so seen, and I feel that's so important. To have it just feels like authentic and genuine support, and also a level of understanding when you have similar experiences as someone. And when you spoke earlier about engaging with people who look like you, I think that is really important, and that's something that's also encouraged me on my own journey, because I'm like the eldest sister, I'm the eldest grandchild, and I want my younger siblings and my cousins to have a good example, to someone to look up to and be like, this is possible, we can do it. And in my own business plan, it was the whole thing about representation that was also one of the key drivers for me, and that representation does really matter, like it does. And I think when you experience similar things, there's a different level of understanding. And like what Shovon said not too long ago about, just being able to enter a space and just be myself wholly and unapologetically, and not feel like, sometimes it's subconscious, we do it naturally when you enter a space and you tone yourself down and you do certain things because we've just become accustomed to it. And so I'm really honoured to be on a programme, and even just the title itself is so powerful, championing young Black achievers. And so I was like, no, this is something that I want for myself, and so I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
No, thank you, Shovon.
So for me, it's important to shout from the rooftops that Black excellence does exist, and say it unapologetically. And, Black excellence doesn't take anything away from my white friends or, my white companions. It just means that I'm proud to be Black. I'm proud of my culture. And I think sometimes in society, Black excellence is watered down, and we do see the stereotypes and all of these other things that can keep Black people down. And for me, I just want to break free of all of those bonds. So this program was amazing to be a part of. And Miah, I am very, very honored to be here also.
Yeah, listen, the honor is mine. It's definitely mine to be. I'm really pleased to be starting on this journey with you guys. So last words, last pieces advice, anything, whatever you want to say. But for me, I just wanted to say thank you very much for giving your time today. But yeah, we'll close out with you guys.
Shiv, do you want to go first?
For me, I just want to say congratulations to you, Miah, because it was your first time talking about your business today.
Thank you.
And you've done amazing. So well done.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you again, Alex, for, you know, creating this program, that we're able to take part in it, and I look forward to starting it.
Yes, next week. So I hope you guys are sharpening your pencils. It's going to be we'll do a gentle week for you to warm you up, but it'll get serious soon.
Okay.
Right, Miah?
Yeah, I would just echo everything Shovon just said, but also I think just from what you've said, actually, you know, in any inspirational words, you really just have to go for it. You know, I was really quite nervous preparing for this, but you know, if I want to move forward, you have to just stand. I'm ready to just step into my light, and I think that's the message that I want to sort of convey through my own business and inspire other young women to do the same. And so I hope that I can achieve that.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure we all will. Lexi, really looking forward to it. All right, thank you both.
Thank you so much.
I've been some people whispering at me, get off. So, all right. All right. Okay. Thank you both. Speak to you soon.
Take care. Yeah, speak soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.